tips and tricks video. So basically I'm gonna start with whelping. For me personally, I don't use incubators like that. I've never really necessarily needed to. I do know people that do, and they love them. But what I do personally is a heating pad, a heating light. You can buy the heating lamp from Petco. A heating pad from Walmart. It's like $15. It's a human one. I only use the human ones, and it's like low, medium, and high basically. And I keep it between medium and high most of the time. And basically I get a container and put them in there, and with like a soft bedding. And for the bedding, I usually just use like, you can get like this bedding topper on Walmart. At Walmart also, it's like 60 bucks. And I just cut it to size, and that's their bedding. And then I put a pee pad on top of that to keep them clean. And I change the pee pad frequently, and I'm good most of the time. So that's really how I keep them. And I don't keep them with the moms unless they're feeding, and like sometimes about 10 to 15 minutes after feeding, just so the mom can kind of kick it with them. Other than that, I don't really keep them with the mom too much, just because I don't want any mishaps. Now, if a mother's not producing milk, well, you should, one, get a Cisterellin shot when you have your litter. Immediately, you should give the mom. So if their milk's not dropping fast enough, what you could do is go grab from Sprouts is where I go. I think they have it at Whole Foods also. Goat milk, fresh goat milk. If you have farms around you that will sell you fresh goat milk, that's even better, honestly. That's a lot better. But I use Sprouts goat's milk, and I've never had an issue. I bottle feed them. They're like a few dollars, the bottles, like probably $10 or something from Walmart also. I bottle feed them, and that's how I do it if the mom's not producing milk, and I've never had an issue. Of course, I get a bottle warmer, and I warm up the bottle in the bottle warmer and just make sure it's not too hot and give it to the puppies, and I've never had an issue with that. So that's what you can do if your female's not producing milk. Those are the two things. Also, calcium pills. Give calcium pills to your females after the C-section, because she's losing a lot of vitamins. So if you can, like I use a thing called Pet Tabs. If you can use those and just give her what it says on the bottle, she'll be fine, you know? And a lot of people use Oxymates and Oxymamas as well. Those work well. I use those also. Sometimes I use them even together, and it helps even more. So that's basically that for the whelping. I feed every 2 hours on like clockwork. I feed every 2 hours like clockwork. I'd be up. Like, I'll sleep a little bit, and the first couple nights I usually don't sleep too much. It's very rare, just because like it's very crucial. The first few nights is more crucial than anything else. Of course it all is, but the first few nights for me and my dogs, it's just like I have to be there with them, you know. But like I said, every 2 hours, no matter what, until 4 to 6 weeks. I try to go to 6 weeks nowadays, but I used to go to 4. I just found that I think the longer they're on the mom and eating while like weaning them off, it's just better overall for the puppies. They're just getting more nutrients from the mom. So breeding procedures, I do progesterone tests. Of course, I think that if you're breeding, you should do progesterone tests. If you don't, honestly, I think that you're just missing out, kinda. I think it's a lot easier. Now, some people may argue it, that's okay. But just for me and the way I've been breeding all these years, progesterone test is a must. It basically tells you, they draw blood, and it tells you what levels of progesterone your female is at. Now, at 5 nanograms is when they ovulate. So basically from 48 to 72 hours after, you're gonna breed her once she hits 5 nanograms. With most females, you're gonna breed them. 5 nanograms is good. Like 5 to 10 nanograms is really good for AIs, I've noticed, just regular AIs. I don't personally do regular AIs. If you're a customer of mine, I prefer you do surgical AIs only, just because it's better for both of us. We don't want to repeat breedings. We don't want to waste time, you know? So let's get these puppies out and into the world and promo as much as possible, you know? But in the case of a repeat, I mean, that's just how the game goes. But yes, progesterone tests, surgical AIs is a must. A surgical AI, basically they make a small incision in the abdomen area, and they pull out the tubes, inject in each tube, So right back up. It's not a very invasive surgery. It's pretty simple, pretty quick. I've watched one happen before at the vet, and it's really nothing ridiculous. It's pretty easy. And I've been doing them for years, and it works great. I think it's like a 90% chance or 95% chance they're gonna take or something like that. And I have a great success rate with surgicals and when I do progesterones and all of that. So yeah, 5 nanograms for AI. Now a surgical, me personally, everybody has different answers, but I think anywhere between 18 and 25 is phenomenal for bullies to breed them. Like for surgicals, anything between 18 and 25 is perfect. Can't get much better than that. And I've been doing that same thing, the same routine for years now, and I've yet to have like huge issues on that. Now, I do know that when in different states and different areas, sometimes they're not using the same company. Like I use IDEX. So when I go to the vet and get the progesterone test, they send it out to IDEX. IDEX gives them the results back. I think there's another company, I don't know the name of it just because I've used IDEX my whole breeding career, but I've heard there's another company that does it, and I think they weigh different. So like 25 nanograms here with IDEX is only like 15 type of thing. You know what I mean? But 18 to 25 nanograms is golden for surgicals. After you breed your female, definitely you can worm her while she's, I think before 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, you can deworm her. I would advise to deworm your females as soon as you do that, or even before. I would do it. Just go to your vet to do it, because sometimes I think some dewormers aren't really good for females that are pregnant. Also, oxymates. Oxymates are good because they're a prenatal vitamin. They're phenomenal. They help with a lot of things. They're just good vitamins every day. You give it to them every day up until 7 days, I believe, before the female drops. And then you give oxymamas after that. So how to read and stack pedigrees. So what's 2 times, what's 3 times? Some people might not know. 2 times is like basically you see Batman 2 times in the pedigree type of thing. 4 times is you see it 4 times. It's very simple. But throughout the years, I've kind of realized that there needs to be a pattern that you breed. You should be breeding with a purpose all the time. So when you're going to stack a pedigree, I'm a pedigree guy. Before I had the money to really do this, I was studying pedigrees and dogs that I liked, and pretty much watched how they were built and then kind of created the same pattern and maybe added a twist here and there. But you should definitely be studying up on that. Pedigree is important. That's what, like, you know, if you got Batman in your pedigree, if you got Miyagi, if you got Chiagi or Bape or Genocide or Devil's Spit or Dizzy Devil or whatever the dogs may be at the time. If you got these dogs in your pedigree and people care about these dogs, pedigree matters. That's a good selling point. And it's just good to have. If the bloods you like, you should breed them, and you should breed them consistently throughout. That's how I breed. I've been breeding, Batman 6 years old, I've been breeding the same blood for 5 years. So, and it's worked very well for me. I add twists in it here and there, so I don't have problems. But other than that, it's worked very well for me. I stack pedigrees closely, but not too close. And I watch how I breed at all times. So, like, when you're, like, stacking peds, you have to really stack it. Pay attention to how the pattern was on the dogs prior that got built. Those dogs that you love, go look at their pedigrees and see how they were built and follow that pattern and see where it takes you, you know, and add things in here and there. So that's how you stack a ped. Pay attention, watch. If I'm taking Mascot, let's just say I'm taking Mascot to a Batman daughter. Well, Mascot's off of Batman. The Batman daughter's off of Batman. Now what's the bottom half? Mascot's bottom half is a Miyagi daughter. Okay. The Batman daughter's bottom half is a Miyagi daughter. So you got double Miyagi on the bottom, and you got Mascot and Batman on the top. Batman is Mascot's dad. So you got double Batman immediately. So that, the way it's tightly bred, you're gonna get a consistent look throughout that whole litter because you consistently bred each thing. When you start throwing in things that shouldn't be there, and then all of a sudden you got all these different bloods and dogs in there, you start getting very inconsistent litters. Also, when you have 2 dogs, right? You see these 2 dogs and you're like, okay, this one is little, crazy arms, fat rear. So it's a female, right? You own it. Little crazy arms, fat rear. But she doesn't have a big head or big bone. Head is nice, but not big head, big bone, right? And then you go and you look at 5 males. When you look at those 5 males, imagine what you're gonna see when you take that male to that female, right? If she needs bone and head, bigger bone, but she's built everywhere else, take her to a male that throws that or has it and throws it. That's just look at the 2 dogs and know what you want. If you don't want to necessarily add a huge head yet or this or that, but you want to add more of what she has already, then pick that stud accordingly. Whatever you see as the outcome of your breeding in your head, whatever you want, you breed to that stud accordingly. That's how I've always done it, along with the pedigrees. It goes hand in hand. If I see a dog with a fire pedigree, right? And I'm like, okay, no, let's see, I see a picture of a dog. I'm like, damn, that dog's bad as fuck. I want to breed it to this dog. Let me see the pet on this dog to see if it fits what I'm doing, right? And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That blood works with my blood, or that blood is basically the same as mine. It has the same ingredients in it. Then the look of the dog plus that, most likely I'm going to breed to it if I like it. It's that simple. So I choose everything strategically. In the last few years, I've bred to Sensei, Pimpy, and Giagi. That's it. And Genocide. And that's it. In the last few years, I haven't gone out too much. Genocide has a little bit of my blood in it. And also he's off of Bape. Giagi is a beautiful fucking dog. It's a Miyagi-san. I love him. Let's see. And that works perfect with my blood. All my blood is related to that. Pimpy. Pimpy is off of Bape to a Blackjack daughter. Blackjack is a direct Miyagi-san. Bape stuff works with my stuff. Miyagi stuff is in my stuff. So, of course, no brainer. Sensei. Sensei is Devil's Spit blood. That boy's blood works with my blood. I know for a fact. And it throws a lot of body. And the female I bred him to complemented him very well. And I know what she produces. So, it's Burberry's mom. So, I knew what she was going to produce when I bred it to him already. So, throughout all these years, I've only went to those few dogs. Everything else has been in-house, you know? And I picked those dogs very strategically because I knew that those dogs were gonna work with my stuff. Actually, and I bred to Rascal, but Rascal's a mascot son. He's owned by Octavio as well. Him and Genocide are owned by him. So it has my blood in it, and I like it, and I like what that blood produces with the female that Tav has. And then he had the Bape blood in there, and then with Rascal, went back to my blood. He went to mascot. So of course I'm gonna use it. I love that blood. But other than that, when I outcrossed, it was only to those males because I knew it was gonna work with my stuff. You see what I'm saying? So breed strategically. Always breed strategically. It's gonna make your bully life way better, I promise you. All right, now, it's the end of that. I appreciate everybody for watching. Now let's go to the giveaway. Let's go see who wins. Good luck to everybody. Yo, what's cracking? We're gonna get this giveaway going. Congratulations ahead of time to the winner, and good luck to everybody. What's up? What do you guys say? Good luck? All right. Good luck to everybody. I hope you guys win. Thank you again to everybody who logged in on Marine. Let's see who the winner is. Who is it? Who is it, Soph? Who is it? Woo! Bully Mutant. Congratulations, man. Congratulations to Bully Mutant. I'm gonna be hitting you up on Instagram. Thank you guys so much, everybody who logged in. Appreciate it. Sophia appreciates it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time on Imported Bullies TV.